since we started the CICP a couple of years back, I've seen the massive growth of this industry. Maybe the pandemic also contributed a lot because people are stuck in their houses, no way to really go out, socialize with people, and so everybody depended on their gadgets. That time, unfortunately, one of the largest networks shut down pa. So, everybody really just was in their gadgets, diba? So we saw that okay, so people are depending on entertainment, education, everything, gadgets, and hence I think also the influencers or the creators really grew in number during that time. It was a massive growth in terms of number of creators, and I think the brands also caught on that change in behavior. Like people are already getting their news from creators, from platforms, from the internet in general. So it really gave a lot of space for newer creators, newer executions, more creative ideas. And talagang it really just grew massively. And from there, I saw that, you know, brands, agencies have started to think outside their usual ways of working and integrate influencers in every marketing strategy. Parang kasama na lagi. Before, it was just a by the way. Um, and for us, no, in Blogapalooza, we would just depend on whatever budget was left for that year. Kasi nga, by the way lang siya eh. But when COVID came, it really accelerated the growth of the industry. And we're very happy for that. But that's how I saw the state of the industry is. It's been growing, but the growth has been really, really massive since COVID. Like, literally like that. Our company has been growing twice. Nagdo-double every year talaga because of that growth. So, we're very happy to be in this place at this time. I would answer the students part first, because I teach in two universities right now, and I teach influencer marketing as a course. So I think it will be something that's common for many colleges, universities to integrate influencer marketing in their digital marketing classes. For one, in a university that I teach at, the subject is digital marketing, but I always include influencer marketing there. Parang you cannot you cannot not have influencer marketing there. And that's how I'm seeing the industry is going to be like. Parang, again, no, before, by the way lang ang influencers. Ngayon, lahat dapat may influencers. And even the older ways of working, hindi na rin pwede ngayon. Before, we had very, very strict editorial guidelines, ang daming dadaanan. But now, grabe, it's just parang dati boss ang brand. Pero ngayon parang minsan yung brand nahihiya pang, ganun ba? Ganun ba yung mag-work? Okay, sige, di ba? It's different now. I don't wanna say power relations kasi hindi naman ganun eh. But it just turned around. It's not anymore a push type of communication. For now, it's a pull type. Ba? The messages don't get pushed, the messages pull you. So with that change that I actually saw, with that change, I think everybody really has to prepare for it. And it's nice that at least for the college and the university that I teach at, they're very, very welcoming. And they welcome. I designed my own class. I designed my subjects. It's nice because it's a new industry, but it's taking over a lot of the older ways of working in a massive way. Yeah. I think I do. Yeah, because I really started as a blogger. Very innocent, 11, 12-year-old. It was novela at that time. And people get surprised. WordPress, blogger. No, GeoCities. I'm ancient. I'm ancient. So I started during that era. And talagang very normal lang for me kasi to be a storyteller. So, and back then, sa totoo lang, no, very novel din yung nagsusulat ka. Parang it felt nice that, okay, you're gonna write something. And I say write ha, write. Talagang text, long form. It was a very novel thing na susulat ka and then people are going to read that. But read my blog, visit my blog, you know. It was a novel thing. But I was very young, syempre. I had a lot of time, that's what I meant. I had a lot of time. But growing up, being in college, syempre, di ba, you focus on more important things. Okay? And I wasn't the best student. Average lang ako. And I had a lot of difficulties sa school, di ba? Accounting, for one, ako, bane of my existence talaga. Accounting. And so I spent a lot of time there just to pass. And yun nga, life happened. Basically, life happened. So, yung blogger life ko, nawala lang din siya talaga. And being in business wasn't part of my trajectory. I come from a traditional Filipino family. No one in the family is a businessman. I have no one to really look up to, model against. There's nothing. Nobody. So wala siya sa plano. Walang parang, magiging negosyante ka kasi negosyante yung parents mo. There's nothing like that. So I went corporate. But even in the first corporate job that I was hired at, I also did PR events. Siguro it comes with the energy. And it was amazing for me because as a young individual, fresh grad, the people that I met when I was blogging during my earlier years, grade 5, grade 6 ako, I met them again. Nung tatrabaho na ako, sabi ko, wow, fantastic. People are still there, you know? So, may longevity pala talaga. At saka amazing din siya. Parang storytelling never really dies. So, okay, sige. So, bloggers. Trabaho, corporate job. But, I'm a millennial. And you know naman, the millennials, diba? We're like the, ang tawag doon, parang nag-shift yung generation from the super hard workers. Ang sabi nga sa millennials dati, ang dami yung reklamo, complainers, hindi kayo mapirmi sa isang lugar, diba? Ganon. So, tapos, siguro during my generation as well, we were open to a lot of opportunities. Internet, may trabaho na sa internet, pwede kang kumita ng extra sa internet, ganun. And so, hindi talaga napipirme yung mga millennials. No? I'm a millennial. Happy and proud to be a millennial at that. So, millennial, hindi mapirme sa trabaho, I discovered more opportunities. Read a lot of things. Things were accessible. Sabi ko, sige, baka dito ako yayaman sa business, gano'n. So, I tried lang naman, di ba? But again, wala akong someone to model against, di ba? I can only read and ask people. And that's what I did. I read and asked people, and a lot of things I learned on the job. A lot of things I learned on the job, I tell you. Halos lahat niyan, HR, accounting, lahat I learned on the job. Even the construction of this Blogger Creator Hub, I learned on the job. Every time in that path, every time something makes sense, I'll see if that's something that I can go into. If it makes sense. So there was a time, a platform, like a tech platform, it makes sense. Okay, let's go into that. Say, agency business, it makes sense because brands now understand it, agencies now understand. Okay, it makes sense. Let's go to the agency business. Talent management, it makes sense. Let's go into that. Of course, there are businesses that did not make sense, no? So wala na yung mga business units na yan dito sa loob ngayon. But it's really a journey of discovering what makes sense, how the industry is evolving. We just adapt to that, and then yun lang. So even this Blogger Creator Hub, this space for creators, I've had this, I would say, dream. 2017, nakakakilabot because I browsed my Facebook feed and I have that post. Screenshot ko kasi nangilabot talaga ako. 2017, I had this post. Meron akong pinuntahang lugar sa BGC. Sabi ko, yan, today I am standing on what would be the Blogger Creator Hub. This was 2017. And sabi ko, maganda sana kung yung mga creators may ganito silang space to, pagtapak mo dito sa space na to, walang Air 1 Yusuf, walang is Gapuz ka lang, hindi ka naman bagong creator ka eh, di ba? Walang ganitong pangalan, di ba? Lahat tayo dito creator. Okay, so we can collaborate. This is a safe space. Wala masyadong papapicture sa'yo dito. This is really a space for us, for the creators. Pero syempre, 2070, wala pa kaming pera. I was the only employee of Blog at that time. Everybody was outsourced. Everybody was part-time. I was the only employee of Blog at that time. And so, you know, that dream had to take a backseat talaga. Wala, tuloy lang. Tuloy lang sa laban, di ba? Until 7 years after, 6-7 years after, we finally had a bit of, resources. And we still made that dream happen. So, you know, when people ask me about this, I tell them, this is really a dream come true. Everything that you see here is a dream come true. What makes sense for us, for me, as the leader of the company right now, we try and see if we can do it. And, you know, really do our best to be successful at it. So, evolve lang talaga. Nag-evolve. I've been an educator para, you know, more people can believe in the industry. If I get invited to events, talks that make sense, I'll be there. Alam mo yun? Yun lang, talagang energy and wala, I really say the kindness of people brought me here. Alam mo, that's a good question because I do not know the next big thing. If I ask myself the same question 5 years ago, 2018, I mean, di ko alam, magkakaroon ba ng ganito? Magkakaroon ba ng ganyan? No eh. But you just ride the wave. Kumbaga, you ride the wave. Ito yung kinakagat ng tao. Let's see. Is that a trend? Is that something that will last? Remember there was a time, no, na laki-laki ng NFT. Parang lahat pinag-uusapan NFT. NFT lahat. Parang crypto, NFT, ganyan. I have crypto, of course. Syempre, di ba? But at that time, I was thinking about it. Is this something that's, you know, sobrang overhyped lang right now? Na, you know, you don't want to venture into it right away because while it makes sense, it might not have the longevity that you want. So, we did not venture into NFTs that time. Although it makes a lot of sense eh. The creators can do this and that, additional revenue stream, etc. Pero it might not yet, it has not yet proven that it has the longevity that we would want. And so we stuck with I would say, the more boring type of businesses. But we appropriated that in the context of influencer marketing. What are these boring, old type of businesses? Agency. The agencies have been there for decades, centuries even, di ba? So we got into the influencer agency business. Talent management. Hindi naman na bagong talent management eh. Spaces, like this, di ba? Studios, tagal na may studios eh. Di ba? So, you know, medyo boring businesses. The next one that we will be launching very soon is actually merch. Creator merch. Privilege information, pero magre-release naman na tayo in a few weeks' time. So, we're launching creator merch. So, we will enable creators to have their own merch and have that as an extra revenue stream, an additional revenue stream. So we will enable them in the sense na everything back end is ours. The only thing that they need to do is be themselves. You know, have their personal branding there, choose their merch, we'll help them with design, we'll help them with everything back end, fulfillment, customer service, deliveries, etc. Lahat, production is us na. So it's really enabling creators in that way. So that's merch, that's the creator merch. We call it blogified creator merch. And then, you know, maybe speaking of boring ways of doing things, no? Maybe eventually, if I watch this video maybe, or replay this conversation in my mind in 5 years, malay natin, baka there could be a private equity type of business na for creators and influencers. Kasi a lot of them are making a lot of money already. And they're very young. Diba? And many of them pa nga, hindi na nagsuschool. Kasi nga, diba? Iba na eh. Iba na yung environment eh. But again, they're making a lot of money. But they don't have the experience because they're young pa. So what do they do with that money? Maybe by that time we've gathered more experience already and better foundations to help them manage their money and invest that in more stable businesses because you know I mean we love being in digital right now pero baka kainin na tayo ng robots in the next, 'di ba? Baka ganun ang kalakaran in the next decade, hindi natin alam 'di ba? But the boring businesses are always gonna be there. You're always gonna need food. You're always going to need medical things. Maybe travel is always going to be there, 'di ba? Transportation is always a need. So, maybe that's where we can take it. Those are just possibilities. Baka kainin ko lahat ng sinasabi ko in 5 years time, no? But let's see where it goes. It's always naman a journey for me of does it make sense right now and does it have the potential to last? I love AI. It makes a lot of things easy. Sa totoo lang. But, syempre, no, I don't think right now we need to fear AI. Just like anything naman, if it's used responsibly, it's actually a very big help for us. For content creators, for example, I wouldn't say na all of them are very good copywriters. And so, more often than not, and you know, the agencies will know this, kami pa ang gagawa ng caption ng influencers. And, you know, with AI, they can do that themselves already. So, wow, happy everybody. Dumali ang trabaho namin. Happy rin sila. Dumali ang trabaho ng lahat. And that's just one of the many things, I guess, that this industry will benefit from if we use AI in the way that we do things. Pero syempre, di ba, disiplina rin kasi siya pwede mo rin kasing gamitin yung AI in falsifying a lot of things, di ba? But ako, I would rather focus on the positive things. AI makes a lot of things very easy. And I've been reading some things na you just shoot some things, you just shoot footages, tapos the AI will improve everything, the quality is nice, minsan pasok-pasok mo na lang, it automatically edits, trims that for you. So, di ba, ang dali? But we achieve naman the same thing We achieve the same thing. Mas dumali lang. I see a lot of value in AI, to be honest. If I knew more about it, I'd probably apply it in every single thing in my life. Just to make my life easier. Di ba? But I think people who fear AI probably are also not confident of the value that they bring to the table. I was interviewed by someone also. Tinanong ako, ano pa magiging role ng mga influencers, content creators kung lahat yan pwedeng i-AI na? Para sa akin kasi yun nga no? And I've mentioned this. When I was 11, I got to know some bloggers. I started working, I was 2021. Same bloggers were still there. And the storytelling will never really die. I think yung AI can make it easier. But I think the humans, tayo, we will always crave for something that has a heart and soul into it. And I think AI can never really replicate that. I don't know how sophisticated AI can get. But if time comes that there will be an AI ace, I don't think the AI ace can have this level of energy, this level of dedication, you know, again, the heart and soul into it. So, I'm all for AI because I'm confident in the value that I can give. I love if we can use AI because I know what I bring to the table. Yun siguro. Alam mo, I practice a lot of self-care. Sa totoo lang. Minsan I even surprise myself na. Pero the nice thing about this, I wouldn't say nice, but I think the advantage that I have right now is I'm not yet married. I only look after myself. There's no other person that I need to think about, to be honest, no? And I recognize that privilege. I do. I'm also fortunate because my family background is okay, we're not a family in need, you know what I mean? So I have those privileges and I recognize that. That's why if it's about taking care of myself, I have the privilege of not thinking about them anymore for now, no? So, ako kasi wala naman akong arte sa, I don't put on makeup. Hindi ako masyado maarte here in the face skin area. Basic lang, basic skincare. Sunscreen lang yan. Walang anything yan. But I like having my nails done. Gusto ko lang ng clean nails. Not even the super duper manicured na long nails. Ganyan. Gusto ko lang ng clean. Pudpud yan. Gusto ko lang ng pudpud. And then, I like my massages. I like my alone time. Would you believe I still get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night? Yeah. And I like treating myself to experiences. I will make tipid in certain times of the month because I wanna eat in Mecca Uma. So, ganun yung self-care kasi simple lang ako, hindi ako masyado mahilig sa mahal na mga bagay. Yeah, but I do splurge I do splurge for myself, yes. I buy the bags that I like, the shoes that I like. I'm like your ordinary person. As in, wala. But that's how I would, my self-care. But you don't buy these high-ticket naman na walang dahilan, no? It's also a celebration. Parang I buy them to celebrate something, celebrate an achievement, ganon. Yun, simple lang ako. Wala masyadong complication. So, the car that I'm using is 15 years old. It's the same car that I've had since I was 18. College pa lang ako. Yes. Hindi ako bibili yung bago kasi okay pa naman eh. Parang, di ba? I never get pressured naman sa mga sinasabi ng ibang tao. Parang, hindi ako nakaka-CEO. Hindi talaga eh. That's not me eh. Kaya, I'm just like everybody.